Hey there, I think my camera lens is dirty. Hold on a second while I clean you off. It's dirty there. I think that's better. I am here at the City Gala event, and hold on a second, I want to, how do I share this? I've never shared it. Share live video. Here we go. Oh, that's inviting. Bear with me a second here because I've never shared from my phone. I don't know how to do that. Okay, I guess I'm not going to. Anyway, hello. I'm going to flip around here to show you what's going on. We just finished, the event just finished, and there's still all these people hanging around here. Lots of people still hanging around, having conversations. But what we're waiting for, some of us are waiting in line to get pictures. Just flip back over here. So if you didn't hear or didn't see, I had lunch with Jack Canfield today, and it was absolutely amazing. So he's right here. I'm walking up there in a minute. But flip you guys around here. I had lunch today with Jack Canfield. It was just him and I. And what happened, I'll just tell you the story really quick about how that happened. I got here late and I didn't hear him speak today. But when I showed up, he was talking to some people. You know, they were on a break. Everybody was on a lunch break. Well, what happens a lot of times is when you're the speaker who speaks right before lunch, you don't get a chance really to eat really quick because everybody wants to talk to you. Now, Jack Canfield, you know, people know him, you know, everywhere he goes. And so here he was standing, talking to people. And so I got in line to talk to him. And then at the very, very end, I was the last person. Now, there's a saying I heard, and that's to be either the first or to be the last. Now, I happened to be the last on this incident. It wasn't planned at all, but I was the last. Well, being the last at this time was the best for sure, because the first person spoke to him, took their time with him, and then went on. And then all the other people took their time with him and went on. And I was the last. And so he said something, and I took that opportunity. He said, I'm hungry, I'm going to go get something to eat. And I said, can I take you to lunch? That was all it took. And he said, sure. So he and I walked off to lunch. And it was really funny because a lot of people were like, is that your wife? Is that your wife? And we both were laughing about it because people thought I was his wife. Or they'd say, is that, excuse me, but they said, actually, believe it or not, they said, is that the wife? Which, who uses that phrase anymore? Is that the wife? But we were laughing about it. So we were at lunch, and it was a really, really nice lunch. And here's what I did, you guys, because I wanted to make sure that he knew exactly why I wanted to take him to lunch. And I wanted to take him to lunch for one reason, and that was to spend time with him. And that was it, just to get to know him as a human being. Because so often, you know, people want stuff from him. They want pictures. Like, there was this one lady, she was telling him all about her book and stuff, and she was like, and I'm going to come get that testimonial from you. And like, so like she wanted a testimonial from him. Like, that was the big thing, is to get the testimonial. Whoop, 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 whoop. How's it going?
Well.
How are we doing here?
I'm amazing. This woman right here is amazing.
Aww.
She is just always everywhere, doing so much stuff.
What, you are?
No, you. And
you.
She's doing so much good for the world, trying to get this event blown up and donating her time and all this other stuff, and her magazine and her editing thing.
Oh my gosh.
She's just doing so much. Life by Design, living...
I'm living life by design. Living life, the business.
She's just doing everything.
Yeah, now you're like travel, you're jet setting. We get on the other side because that's
that's your bad side?
This is my thing.
Well,
right
good
here.
for you. This is my good side.
Oh yeah, much better.
Yeah, see, this is my beautiful side. Hi.
So you're like traveling the world, jet setting all over the place. What are you doing?
Obviously eating really well.
Yes.
I've been traveling. Yeah, my wife and I are here at the City Gala Summit.
Oh wait, we're in line. I just want to make sure we stay in line.
We're having a really great time, meeting some really amazing people, getting to interview a lot of awesome people. Never in my life. I mean, some of these people are huge inspirations to me.
Yeah.
They're all my Kindle auto download. You know, every trip I have a lot of miles. They call me the travel hacker. I put about 750,000 kilometers.
How much?
What is that? I don't know what that is in miles, but it's a lot. I go to the Philippines about 2 or 3 times a year.
Now you have a virtual assistant business?
I do.
And how many VAs do you have?
Right now I have about 47.
47. How do you manage that?
I have a team that manages them.
How do you manage your team?
I simply log on and see if they need me at this point. Yeah.
So you have a great team
They
leader.
run themselves, yeah. My wife obviously supports me doing everything that in my day-to-day life that keeps me away from my virtual life. So that's a great thing. I think that's a great symbiotic relationship. Also, you know, it's really important, guys, that you systematize your business, because the only way I'm able to do these crazy things and go all over the place is because I know my business is going to run without me when I'm gone.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Systematize.
Yeah.
Now, is it systemized or systematized?
Either way, but here's what's important.
It's semantics.
All you have to worry about is if you do not document the things that you do in your business, you will be stuck doing them yourself forever.
Okay.
And you will be a slave to your business. You will be doing what I call, you need to do this, BO check. It's called business
I'm glad
operator.
you didn't make me check your BO.
It's pretty, I think
No,
don't
even go there. Don't even go there.
Business operator to business owner. That's a big theme here at the event is, are you operating, are you in the day-to-day business, or are you able to ascend and actually just kind of monitor what everyone's doing? And do you have a reliable team that can keep things moving when you're not there?
Okay, so tell everybody who you are, what your business is.
Oh, my name is Jeff J. Hunter. Nothing to sell, jeffjhunter.com. That's it.
Okay, now I have a question though on the system, like putting up your system. You have to document, right?
Yeah.
So here's a question. Here's something that a lot of people get stuck in, and that is that at what point do I start documenting?
As soon as possible. And
like
by the
before
way,
you are even starting, like you have an idea, go start documenting?
Well, you do email every day, right?
Yes.
All of you guys do email every day. So what are emails that are important? A lot of people, they don't organize their inbox, which is horrible. If you're using Gmail, Outlook, whatever, you can create folders or labels in Gmail.
Okay.
So even the process of doing that, you can record. The simplest way, download a free app. It's called Tiny Take, tinytake.com.
Tiny Take?
Tinytake.com, like take tiny, Tiny Take. Tinytake.com, you can do screen flow or whatever you want to do. It's free, just a screen captured recording thing, okay? By the way, all you have to do is just record what you normally do. And when you do that, it actually gives you the ability to show someone else how to do it so they can actually do it, right? You just record yourself explaining it, like, hey, right now I'm doing this, and these emails need to be labeled with business, this one needs to be labeled with personal, this one needs to be labeled with taxes, or whatever it is, and that way you can even have a virtual assistant or whatever start organizing your inbox and start getting real results so that you can actually have freedom in your business so that you're not a slave to it.
Yeah, you don't want to be a slave to it.
No.
So because I heard that too, you should start right away. I always thought that I needed to have a system in place before I start documenting, but you're saying no. Just start documenting now so that you can get the system in place.
Imperfect action, guys. Just do. If there hasn't been one thing that every single speaker said out there today, it was that you have to act. Okay, the law of attraction requires action. You got to put action in the law of attraction.
Yes, which we're doing.
That's it. We're
totally
acting
doing
now.
it.
See, I came and bombarded the stream, and I'm acting, and I'm out. Thank you.
And if I weren't standing in line to go over there, I'd be bombarding everybody.
You need to go bombard. It's your time.
Wait, am I supposed to go jump in there?
Yeah, she's going to go and get some amazing people in this right now. Go.
But wait a minute, I don't want to lose my place in line. I'm almost there. Like I'm so close. I can feel it. I can touch it.
She's in line.
I'm 5 feet from gold.
Never mind. Stay here.
I'm 3 feet from gold.
Stay through. Be patient and persistent.
Yes, patience and persistence pays off. How are you guys doing? You enjoying? Good. Well, let me throw my trash away.
Coming through on that?
Do what?
Is your sound going to be coming?
It is. Because they're still there. Is my sound coming through? Can you guys hear? Can you hear?
Yeah.
I think they can because they're still there. So.
Okay.
So who are you and what are you doing here?
Well, I'm Colonel Sanders. I make chicken.
Colonel Sanders. Oh, I like your crispy. Thank you so much. Would you make crispy balls? That's what you say.
Balls,
Here.
said the queen, if I had two. Sergey King. My name is Sergey. Sergey Butters.
Sergey?
Yeah.
Are you from here?
I'm come from Russia. That is from Moscow, but 22 years ago. It's my partner, Chris Sanders.
It is Colonel Sanders.
Yes,
it is Colonel. Are you really a colonel?
They sometimes call me that, you know, for some reason.
So what are you guys doing here? Like, what's going on? What's the highlights? Give me it all.
We're feeding the homeless basically around Los Angeles.
Fantastic. And how are you doing that?
Gathering all the different restaurants, collecting waste so that it doesn't happen.
Oh.
And working with churches, the VA hospital, anybody that can, so that we can, you know, feed people basically.
So you're a nonprofit?
Yep.
Okay. And how can people
get in contact with us?
Get in contact with you, make donations.
SustainableAngels.com.
Hi, SustainableAngels.com.
Yeah.
.com. How many people have you helped so far? Do you know? Like, do you have the numbers?
No, we're international.
International. Oh, wow.
We're not just waiting when
we Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, California, Mexico, Brazil.
And Texas is its own country, you know.
Yes.
Estonia,
We are
Moldova.
our own country in Texas. That's true.
Oh, are you in Texas?
Yes, I'm in Texas.
And where do you live? You live in
I'm
Texas?
in Studio City.
Okay, so you're right around the corner.
I'm the corner, right here.
So are you crashing at his pad?
Well, we're just trying to feed people, and when I come out here, I'm amazed at all the people that are homeless.
Yes.
And it seems to be an epidemic, and our government's not doing anything about it.
Nope.
So, in my opinion, our tax money should be used for that, but they're not doing that. Instead, we're blowing people up, and we have a war on drugs. And so, I think that we need to just, you know, allocate our funds correctly and feed people, house them.
Yeah. Well, food is the most important thing as a human being.
And we could plant a lot more, even lemon trees and orange trees all up and down the state that grow, so that everybody just can have something to eat all the time. Why not?
Yeah.
But they're not providing it.
That's true.
And now we've got over 200,000 people living underneath bridges just in LA County.
Just in LA County?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I know it was around 135,000, but that's what they know. So I'm assuming that there's a lot more.
There's got to be, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, because I know they do I don't know what the word is, but they do a sweep or they do a count in San Diego. I'm in San Diego.
Yeah, and then they throw these people in jail. And a lot of times when you talk to them, maybe they lost somebody that they love. And, you know, it's hard for people to keep it together, and it's happened to all of us. And then luckily we have our infrastructure, our friends. But think about the people that don't.
Yes.
And they're out there. And so I am my brother's keeper, and that's kind of my little mantra.
My brother-in-law was actually homeless for 7 years.
Yeah.
He's a homeless veteran. We're getting closer to Jack Canfield, you guys. He's right there. We're like in almost arm's length.
Who?
Jack Canfield? You say who? Yeah, my brother-in-law was homeless for 7 years in San Diego. His was by choice, though, so not all of them are choice, but some are, you know. He just would prefer to live on the streets than to have a job. So, but then he was able to come into some money, and then he wasn't homeless anymore. So the choice was until he had money, right? So you never know. There's stories, like getting in there and like learning their stories. There was this, I'll tell you a quick story. This woman I met, she was telling me how she went to feed some homeless people, and she started talking to this one gentleman, and she asked him his name. He started crying, and she asked him why he was crying. He said, "Nobody has asked me my name in 5 years."
Oh my goodness.
So in 5 years, he hadn't uttered his name, and it just brought him to tears that somebody cared enough to know what his name was. And so, you know, they are human beings. They are human beings, and they just...
And you know what he's doing? He's providing people that are homeless not just any food, but actually the highest quality food out there. And
fantastic.
Healthy food, hummus, tabbouleh, fine baked goods, fresh baked goods, not peanut butter and jellies or things.
Or the stuff that was thrown in the trash.
Right. We're talking like stuff that'll keep you healthy for longevity. And fresh cucumbers and things where people, you know, can use them for sustenance.
Yeah. You're not Chef Bruno, are you?
Filled full of Chef,
not Chef Bruno. Okay, Chef Bruno.
Yeah, we can call him Bruno. Hey, Bruno. How are we doing?
I say Bruno's Italian, right?
Sanna vaganda Bruno, huh?
Okay, so anyway, isn't that awesome? So I forgot the name. What was the web? Holy crap. There's a step there. Oh my gosh. I'm saved. What was the website again, please?
Website, please.
.com.
What?
Oh, the website again.
Sustainable Angels.
Sustainable Angels. Awesome. I'll put it in there. .com. Thank
I
you.
work in Point Loma. I have an amazing
Okay.
office that I will miss.
So hold on a second, guys, while I type that in there. Okay, so I almost fell. That's what happens when you do video and don't pay attention.
But I'm working and I'm sitting.
Thank you.
I would rather be out there.
Sustainable Angels.
I can hold it for you.
Okay.
So that's another reason
I'm
why
very
I just
slow
get out, 'cause
on
every
this
day
thing.
reminded
I'm getting
that
there.
I'm not out there.
COM. Awesome. So if you're interested
And
in
I can't walk out.
finding out what they're doing, you guys are global.
It's going to be global, yeah. It's going to be international because we already a couple of friends and the people when I met Thursday, they want to do international, do in different countries. And waiting when we send the documents, that we intend to continue to do it locally.
Okay.
And we want to bring our celebrities. We want to bring to internationally and give it a charity award for best people in the countries, who is doing best charity, who is
Okay.
give you more and more take care of their own country. Because we don't just only United States, we want to do international, help each other. And after finally we want to do all the charities leaders who is the winners to bring to United States and make global one in the globe.
Oh, that's
So and it's
fantastic.
like big project, but second project, it's our major goal. It's take care of our homeless and veterans, because we want to take it from street and make like special area when everybody take care of it. So, and give you freedom like for people to go back to street, go back to your own house.
Right,
so
right.
It's going to be like we build the houses. We have technologies to build houses.
Yeah, and there's the tiny houses too. Those projects. Have you heard of those projects?
It's going to be something. Better if I explain when we build, because we have to work with government. We have to work with president. We have to work with governor. We have to work with city hall, because we need the help. Because everybody, all the American citizens, we have to be together to take care of our problems, solve the problems. Because it's our problems, our citizens in the street.
Yeah.
It's not immigrants. Immigrants to work, and that's people, our citizens in the street, and we have to take care of them.
Yes.
That's our goal. And they give you food, take care of the mental health problem of people, and we take care of special areas. Going to be we take care of mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I applaud
It's
you
going
guys
to be global,
for.
one by one, a little by one.
It's
by
a
one.
it's a big mission for sure. But the thing is that you know that if you keep moving forward, it will happen.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people get what's the word I want? They feel like they can't make it happen, so they don't do it.
Yeah.
But you guys, you know you're going to be able to do it, so you keep going forward.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
Yeah, this special, I meet a couple military soldiers and officers. They in the street also. No houses, no food, nothing. So they think about suicide. That's why we have to take care of this, all of them. Because we sent to the war, we have to take care of our citizens.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
Everybody wants to support like that.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sergey. I
Thank you
appreciate
so much,
it.
my pleasure.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so there you go. So they're taking care of homeless globally, you guys. It's not, and that's just amazing to me. We're almost, okay, there he is. He right? Yeah. There he is, Jack Canfield. This is my lunch date for today. It was an awesome lunch. Having the opportunity to spend time with him alone and getting to know him on a personal basis. So we talked about our childhoods and talked about what it was like growing up. He and I actually have a lot of similar situations from our childhood, parents and moms, dads, and everything. And it was just fun, sitting with them. So what I was telling you earlier is that when I sat down with him for dinner and for lunch, the very first thing I said to him was, just so you know, I am not here to get anything from you. I just want to spend some time with you. And that's exactly what I did. I wasn't there to get anything from him. I was just there to eat lunch with him and enjoy his company. And that's exactly what happened. And so I think that, like all too often, people go into meeting these people. That hurt my foot when I fell. Meeting these people who are, influencers and really, high level. it's different because people I think that they need to take advantage of them like right when they have them, which is true in a way. But I don't know if that's the best way about it. Like I myself, I'm into building relationships, building real relationships. And so me sitting down with him for an hour and a half. Oh, by the way, two people paid $14,000 to have dinner with him. I paid $38. I bought him dinner. I just asked him if he wanted me to buy him dinner, and so I did. And he said yes. Buy lunch. So I spent $38, and that was including the tip. I did a 20% tip. He's a cheap date. We had water to drink, and he had a burrito or something like that. And then we just went to a Mexican restaurant, and it was nice. I was so glad he didn't say he wanted sushi, because I'm not into sushi at all, and I would have had to just be like, oh, I'm not going to eat. And I wouldn't have eaten something just because it was him. So it was. I'm so glad he said, let's have Mexican food. I was like, yay! Hi, Amy. Oh, it's good to see you this week. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm having a blast, girl. I'm in line here to talk to Jack Canfield. And so here's what happens at these kinds of events is that when you walk up to one of the stars, everybody really takes their time with them, and which is cool that they're taking their time with everybody. But people standing in line behind them don't get to have as much time with them. And so let's see what happens. Okay, okay. I don't know. I think I took cuts on accident. Yeah, they're okay. See, he's right there. There. That's how close I am. I'm in two more people. What question should I ask him? If you were having the opportunity to talk to Jack Canfield right now, what question would you ask him? And here's the thing, too. Some of the people I'm going to be talking to right now, I don't know.
Facing that wall right there.
I know, yeah. Definitely. You guys, I took cuts in front of you. Come on. I took cuts in front of you. Well, I just kind of like kept walking in there, so I gave them the spot back. Are you? That's good. Okay, awesome.
Like a video bar. What up?
Yeah.
Kayla, it's tomorrow. We're at the summit. You should be here. Why are you not here?
Why are you not here?
Like,
why is
you could
everybody
be
taller than
interviewed
me?
by Linda.
That's right. Well,
You could be here.
You're taller than me. There we go.
I
Okay.
can shrink down.
A lot easier for you to shrink down than for me to stand up.
See,
that's for sure.
my camera would die by the time I did all that.
Oh man, we're
Thank
going
you,
for.
Amy, for the girl, Linda. That's awesome.
Hey, you guys, what question should I ask Jack Canfield?
How many
What
books
question?
have you written?
No,
I'm just
that's
kidding.
boring.
No.
Okay.
What's his next book?
Oh, okay. Well, what's something else? Something else. Did you know I had lunch with him today?
You did. I'm jealous.
I did. Everybody's jealous of our lunch, Jack.
Let me get it this way because she's got a pretty dress on. And we gotta
Yeah, you
show
gotta
it
show
off.
her pretty dress.
Alright.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I had lunch with him. I spent $38. Oh, it got blurry there.
There we go. I had a
let's see.
focus.
Ha, like when you interview me. Yes, exactly, Amy. What questions should
Isn't
I
she
ask Jack?
cute?
Aw, thank you, Jack.
And I get to hang out with her all next week.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
Oh, oh, oh.
So what if, oh wait, you're up.
You're up.
I'm up?
You're up.
It's my lunch date. Hi, Jack.
Hello, my dear.
Well, is it okay if you're on Facebook Live?
Yes.
Oh, good, because we are. Okay, so I have a question for you.
Yes.
What is the next book you're writing?
Right now, I'm finishing up a book called Living the Success Principles. It's
Okay.
all stories of people who've either read my book, taken a seminar, and how they've applied the principles and magically changed their lives. From a guy who was a brain injury, thought he'd never get out of bed again. His wife was told, you now have a third child. You're going to be taking care of him forever. And I was up in Canada, and I was on TV, and Good Morning, like 7 in the morning, one of those shows. And the announcer said, stay tuned. After this message, Jack Canfield's going to show you how to get from where you are to where you want to be. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't want to be in bed anymore. He'd been feeling sorry for himself for over a year because someone else basically put him in that situation. Mm-hmm. And he got my book. He couldn't read it. He was reading it about the 3rd grade level. And so what happened was he got someone else to read it to him. He hired a reading coach, learned to read again, came to one of my seminars, and now is one of my trainers traveling around the world.
Wow.
Another story is a guy who basically got my free 10-day transformation free. Just go to my website,
Yeah.
jackcampbell.com, free.
and has made multiple millions of dollars just from going through my free 3 minutes a day online course. So those are the kind of stories. So that's what I'm finishing. We're doing the Success Principles for Women. That'll come out in about a year.
Okay.
And we're doing Success Principles workbook, so people have a workbook to walk through. And my big magnus opus, which I'm just starting to write, is a book on about how to choose love over fear in your life.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
You know what?
What?
What I do is I help women break through their fears.
Good.
So that they can live a life of confidence, they can generate more revenue, and they can live a greater purpose on the earth.
Beautiful.
So what kind of advice do you have for me?
In terms of what?
Like, what's the best way for me to maybe to fast start that and get that out there faster? I guess Facebook Live is one way.
Well, one of the things you want to do is read a book called 1001 Ways, 1001 Ways to Market Your Book.
Okay.
It's by John Kramer, Kremer. There's a ton of stuff in there you do. When we first got that book years ago, and he updates it every year for all the new technology and things, but we took 700 of those ideas, made 700 Post-its, put them on a wall going down our office, and every day we take 2 or 3 off and do them. It took us 14 months to finish all that.
Oh, wow.
But at the end of that 14 months, our book made number 15 on the Washington Post. 3 weeks later, number 15 on the New York Times, climbed up, got to number 1 and stayed there for 3 years. So most authors give up too soon in the marketing because it's not a bestseller overnight.
Okay.
So the main thing is make a commitment. And with your work, brand it. I was just asked by a plastic surgeon, I think he's a plastic surgeon. No, he was a guy who works with weight loss surgery. And what he was saying is he's got a new book coming out, and he said, how can I make it as successful as your book? I said, this is his 7th book. I said, are they all branded with some similar kind of name? He said, no. I said, so every time you bring a book out, you are competing with yourself instead of creating a brand like Chicken Soup for the Soul, the Success Principles, Men from Mars, Women from Venus, the Mars and Venus series. That's critical. So think about that as you do that as well.
Oh, I love that. Okay, and lastly,
yes.
What was your favorite part of our lunch?
Favorite part of it was listening to your story about your childhood and growing up and, getting out of an abusive relationship and very similar to things I went through in my life. So I felt a kinship with you in terms of our backgrounds.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
You're amazing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, we just hugged on here. Okay, you guys, that was me, Jack Canfield.
I have a quick question.
Yes, okay.
You do a lot on leadership and you work with a lot of entrepreneurs. If you could give one nugget of information to leaders out there or entrepreneurs on how to be a leader, what would it be?
Well, first of all, you have to have something you're passionate about that you can communicate, because leaders need to be able to create a vision that excite and empower and inspire people so that they want to follow you to where you're leading. You also have to walk the talk. I mean, don't ask people, this was a really interesting study. They asked people to be on time to meetings in corporations. Who's always the last person to come to the meeting? The leader. And sometimes 10 or 15 or 20 minutes late. So you have to model what it is. People need to trust you. You have to keep your word, follow through on what you say you're going to do. You have to be someone who is continually learning so you can keep up with the trend. In today's world, things are changing so fast. You'll be a follower if you're not a leader. So you've got to keep up and stay with all that. I would say also live with integrity, because when people start finding out you aren't, being the person you say you are, they lose trust in you. And you have to be someone who holds people accountable, which means you've got to be someone that's a little bit tough sometimes, as well as loving. Celebrate the people's successes, really support them and feeling like they did a good job. And also at the same time, be willing to discipline, not in a punishing way, but hold people accountable. Don't put up with sloppy work. One of the things I learned from Henry Kissinger was when he would have staff and they would do a report for him, they'd come in and he would say, I've worked all weekend on this, or what he would say, is that your best work? Is that the best thing you can possibly do? And they would go, he'd say, no, go back and spend 2 more days on it. I want your best work. And don't accept anything that's substandard. And finally, be a teacher. People want a leader who can teach them something, and they know that they're going to go somewhere in your organization, and you're going to mentor them and support them. Now, if you're leading 25,000 people like at Microsoft, that's a different story. But most people are working in small organizations. And then finally, be a good listener. Most leaders don't listen. Here's what we're going to do, and here's why we're going to do it. Well, what do you guys think about that? And what are your needs? And ask for feedback. Most leaders don't take in feedback very well. They get angry at it. They argue with it. They don't listen to it. And so basically, it's called, tell me something I need to know. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate me as a leader? Anything less than a 10, tell me what I would need to do to get a 10. Do that with your spouse. Do that with your children. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate me as a parent? How would you rate me as a husband? How would you rate me as a friend, a sister, a mother, whatever? And then the only answer you ever give when people give you that kind of feedback is thank you for caring enough to be honest with me and share that with me. Don't fight with it. Just say thank you. Now, is all feedback accurate? No. But as I like to say, if one person calls you a horse, they're crazy. 5 people call you a horse, there's a conspiracy. 10 people call you a horse, it's time to buy a saddle.
Awesome,
or go ride horseback. Bareback.
Bareback,
There you go. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Great question. Thank you so much. Thanks, Jack. Really appreciate it.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye. Oh, Kristen, take a picture of me with Jack, please. Oh, you did? Okay. Ken's a photographer. Okay. So how did you guys like that? So much goodness. Walk the talk, integrity. Yeah, if you guys could share this out, that would be awesome. I don't know how to share it from my phone for some reason. Great advice, branding your book into a sequence. great question there, Ken. Ask him to tell us his secrets, one of his secrets. Oh, I wouldn't ask him his secrets.
I love asking questions like that because
that was a good one.
This is the stuff they don't share on. See, guys, when you're doing stuff like Linda, you need to have your questions ready at all times because you never know who you're going to be in front of. And Jack was right here. This is a question I ask all leaders because leadership is important. Business entrepreneurs, being a business entrepreneur is important as well. So if somebody can give you a nugget that can help you with your business, with your personal life, I mean, people pay him for that advice.
Thousands
and you just got that nugget of information for free.
Of dollars.
So thank you for doing the Facebook Live.
Yeah, but thanks for asking that question.
I'm glad I was ready with my questions.
Well, it's funny because during lunch I was telling him that I don't prepare questions ahead of time. He goes, "Oh, good. I like that kind best."
Well, I think it's good not to have questions prepared, but there should be always a go-to question that you want to get nuggets of information. Like my go-to question was that right there. Like if you were talking to entrepreneurs, if you were talking to leaders, people that want to step up and be a leader, what nugget of information could you drop on them right now to help them with their business or their personal life? And look, he sat there for 5 minutes.
I know.
It was like,
he could have said one thing, but no, he's like, and last. I love it.
And guess what? We got 2 days of this coming up next week.
Secret knock.
So I might.
It's actually sold
out.
out.
What? I might be your co-host for that event.
Oh, you might be?
Yeah, I'll be.
I didn't know that.
Oh, can I? Well, Kelly's got Michael and stuff like that, and Linda and Ken.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, for this part, okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant you were going to MC it. Like, I don't know who Greg has MCing it. I guess I better talk to him and find out. Oh, Scott, are you serious?
Mr. Duffy, the Duffmeister.
Really?
Yes.
See, I didn't know that. So there's some things even though I'm organizing it, there's some things I still don't know because it's a secret.
That's why you need me around all the time.
You need to tell me all the secrets.
That's right, I'll tell you all the secrets.
Awesome.
You got an awesome audience.
It's going to be a blast. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I decided to go to my business page just because. And so there's not as many people here right now, which is good because
Nancy's here, Amy's here. That's all
yes,
good.
that's right. The important people showed up to play.
Yeah, look
and
at that.
Let's see, what was it?
That's all I see right now.
Wait. Oh, here it was. Ask him to tell us one of his secrets.
We just got one.
That was like the best secret ever, right? Yes. Kent, you rock. Great question. Kent Georgie, you guys. Kent Georgie.
Georgia.
No, really?
Yeah, really. That's all right.
I've been saying his name wrong only for like 2 years.
That's all right.
2 years.
But guess what?
It's really Georgia?
I'll be a co-host on your show.
And I'll get the wrong
on Wednesday and Thursday, and we're gonna have some amazing speakers.
I know.
And we're gonna get some nuggets that you'll pay us for.
We just got confirmation of some absolutely incredible. I can't even tell you.
It's a secret.
I won't tell anybody. But you guys should be there. Oh, September. The next one is September. Because March is already sold out for Secret Knock, but September tickets are available.
I'll be there, right?
Yes, you will be there.
Will.
Of course you will. Of course you will. Woo!
Earthquake.
I don't know all the people though. Who's this?
This is what I do is I just introduce myself.
That's the Google guy.
Well, the Google guy, you gotta go.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go.
Google guy was
hey,
awesome.
let's get our picture, our video right here. You and me. There we go. So that we can turn that into a picture. First, I have to search.
You know what's funny is on Facebook Live, you can always do that.
Okay, we got it. Let me see. I'll make this a little bit longer. Whoops, sorry, you guys. I gotta. Wait. Well, I guess it's all the way.
Is that all the way?
Is that all the way? 1, 2. That's.
Yeah, you're all the way.
I think that one's all the way. They're all the way.
You just need longer arms.
Yeah.
If you had my arms, it would be like.
Yeah, look how I'm shorter than you. That's why.
But you got your earpiece in, so that way people can hear what's being said.
Yes.
That's smart.
I think so. Because if it's there, forget it.
Yeah, because you can't see. Here's a tip she's teaching you. You just get a long earpiece.
Yeah. So for your Facebook Live tip,
you're doing interviews like this, then as they're speaking, they're talking to this microphone, which is being plugged into her phone. Where if you're just using your phone, there's a lot of ambient noise here.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to hear what Jack said or what I'm saying and stuff. So yeah, it's right there in my face.
And so there are a lot of people sometimes that are, I shouldn't say a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are very soft-spoken.
Yes.
So when I'm interviewing them, I actually lift this up so that they can be heard. Exactly. Yeah, so we're getting ready to talk to the Google guy.
Well, I'm going to let you go because this is
Silverman.
Steven Silverman, yes. Google. The Google guy.
Google.
I'm going to let you go because this is your show.
Okay.
I was just a slide-in
You'll be a co-host.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, I'm
I'll
working
pay you
my
later.
way into the show.
I'll pay you later.
That's right.
Awesome, Kent. Yeah, so there was a gentleman named Steven Silverman I'm going to introduce you to, and he works for Google, and they actually do the Google car that goes around and takes the videos, pictures of all, everything going on, and what do you call it? So I have a friend who, she called me one day, she says, go Google my address. So I Googled her address, and there it was, her house with her in the front of the house. She was gardening that day, and she had on her gardening apron, I guess you call it. She had on her gardening apron, and she was standing in front of the house with her, like what do you call the thing, the trowel or whatever it's called, standing there. It's so funny to see her on her Google. And then we Googled it a couple months later, and she was gone because the Google car had already come by again, I guess, and done more photos. So I'm going to ask him. So they have Google Maps. It looked like from the map that he showed us, they Google Maps probably about 3/5 of the continent is what it kind of looked like from the map. They haven't done like all of Africa. They've done some of Africa, but not all of it. And so I'm on cutting line. On cutting. So yeah, I'm taking cuts.
Oh, really?
Okay, I gotta get back in line. So what question would you like me to ask the gentleman who does the Google Maps? I'm not sure exactly his job, but what they do is the Google Maps, creating the programs, the software that does the Google, it drives around with the car and stuff. They have developed an underwater Google map thing. Have you seen it? I think it's Google, what was it? Google.com/explore, I think is what he said. Go check it out, Google.com/explore. And if I remember correctly, that's the one where they do underwater. Also, they have some new developments coming out. Maybe I'll ask him to share really quickly some new developments coming out. But it's really fun because when you're at these types of events, you get to meet the innovators, the people who are actually making this stuff happen. One of the gentlemen, let's see, I don't think he's up here anymore. Yeah, I don't see him anymore. But one of the gentlemen, he was sharing with us how his company goes out there and helps third world countries, people in third world countries start their, businesses. And for example, he shared with us an example of a young woman in Africa who they have to walk 2 hours just to get water every day. And so he shared with us how she decided that she wanted to start her own company. And so he helped her out. And then now what she did is she decided she wanted to learn how to do coding. So she learned how to do coding, and then she decided to start her own school where she would teach other people how to do coding. And then next thing you know, I mean, not next thing you know, but a few years later, she's got 40 students that are all learning coding, and they work on, what do you call those websites, like Elance, Upwork, Fiverr. They all work on those kinds of websites, creating websites for people and doing different kind of coding things, whatever coding things are. I don't know what they are. But it was just from this idea that she wanted to, start this company, and she wanted to help the women in her community make it so that they wouldn't be stuck with the life they're living, because if they wanted to go do something else, they can. And so she thought, if I can train them how to do this, then I can, get them out of here in the poverty-stricken, areas that they live. And then somebody discovered a way to this was another one. Oh my gosh, this one was crazy. When you think about what we have here in the United States, and I heard this story, he was telling us how there is some mud huts. There's a place in Africa, and they have mud huts, and there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people living in these mud huts. Well, they don't have any electricity out there. So one of the persons in the town, or it's not town, what you call the village, one of the persons in the village decided that they wanted to develop something or create something that would give them light. So what they figured out is that they could actually make lanterns, and the lanterns would, by day, they have solar panels on them. So by day they would harness the energy, and then by night they would have light. And so his company helped them do that. And then there was another one that I think it was down in South America somewhere, that there are a lot of people who are deaf, born deaf, or people who are deaf that are going deaf that need hearing aids. And what they found is that when they would give them a hearing aid, the battery would last 1 or 2 years, and then the battery would die. And then after the battery died, then they couldn't hear, and they would just throw they didn't have the money to replace the battery, so they would just throw the hearing aid away. So they did that. So somebody discovered how they could have solar panel. It's really interesting. So you got this hearing aid on their ear, and then on top of the hearing aid right here is a solar panel, so that when they walk around, it actually is harnessing the energy from the sun in the hearing aid and charging the battery, so that they can wear these hearing aids for a long time. I don't know how long yet, because how long they'll last, because it's been a couple years since they started doing it, and so I'm not sure how much longer it will last. But just absolutely incredible stories that they are doing this. There's people here asking him. That right there? Okay, the guy right there. His name is Steven Silverman, and he's the Google guy. So I'm getting ready to go up to ask him a question. It's really fascinating what they're doing. Somebody jumped down in front of me. Whatever. I'm patient. That's the one trait my mom gave me that is incredible, is the trait of patience. Lots of patience. The problem is I don't know how much battery life I have left, because when I go live, my camera doesn't tell me how much battery life I have. So tell me, do you have any questions you would like me to ask him about the Google Maps? I asked him the question, okay, go out there. Here's what I want you to do. Okay, it's a little task for you, something kind of fun. Go out there and do destination, like your house. Starting from your house, go to destination, someplace in Hawaii or India, and in the Google Maps, and see what it tells you to do. So when I did it, I Googled, going from my house to Hawaii, And what it did is it had me driving to, I don't know why it had me do this, but it had me drive to San Francisco and then rent a kayak, get in the kayak and paddle my way to Hawaii. And that was the way I was supposed to get to Hawaii. I thought it was funny though. It was just a kind of a fun one to check out. And I'm hoping to get up there in line soon and talk to Mr. Steven there, because I really love what he's doing. So here I am. City Gala, City Summit. Tomorrow is the summit. We had Ashton Kutcher here earlier, and he didn't do any interviews, so I'm not sure if he's coming back tomorrow. I believe he is. I believe he's coming back tomorrow night. And if he does, then I'll be able to hopefully be able to interview him on the red carpet tomorrow. Because I really want to interview him about Thorn and find out. You know, I have actually questions that I wanted to ask him about Thorn. So I'm getting ready. Oh, am I going? Is it my turn? Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Okay. Nope, not yet. More pictures. Sometimes you just wait in line. Patience is a virtue. Hello.
And a crash party.
Good to see you, Debbie. Nice to meet you in person. Yes.
Hey,
So we met online through Facebook.
No, we met at Secret Knock.
Oh, we met at Secret Knock. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But you sings happy birthday to me.
I did. Well, you know, I'm not doing that this year.
That's okay. I know.
Yeah.
But I have had my happy birthday song.
That's cool. Now we're preparing the after party, VIP after party for Secret Knock.
Yes.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. So you have had an incredible day. Great questions.
Thank you.
Great presents. I love your energy.
Thank you.
Your sunshiny smile.
I am sunny, shiny.
Yes.
Oh, something happened. Did somebody win? Somebody won something. Is there some? What's going on over there?
Oh
my gosh! Somebody. What the heck? Somebody's doing handstands
on the dance floor.
Oh my gosh! Should I run over there? I don't want to lose my place in line.
No, don't lose your place.
I've been waiting.
Wow. Gymnastics over there.
Oh wow! Craziness. That's cool. I have to step over there.
Yeah.
So what was you were here both days, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So of the 2 days, if you had to pick one topic or one person, what would be your favorite?
Whoa. Favorite.
I know it's tough.
Favorite. Jason Cisneros is, he just lights up my soul, my heart. And then Jeff from Priceline.
I missed him.
Oh my gosh. And he had so much to say and so much value. I wish I had actually Facebook Lived it, because there was so much content. I could have captured it again and again and again. Everybody. I'm trying to think who else. Ken Courtwright. I've seen him a couple times. Good stuff. I love Carrie was awesome.
Yeah.
And Steve Lloyd was, Steve Lloyd and I worked together.
Yeah, and I missed him too.
He did a great job on stage. Alex Stern, I kind of hate it was a quick Q&A, because he was the founder of Constant Contact.
Okay.
And if you haven't met him, let me introduce you.
I haven't. Yeah, please. Is he still here?
He's not still here. He just left. But tomorrow I will introduce you to
cool.
Alex.
Please.
And he has 10 more minutes to wrap up.
Okay. Thank you.
Alec has an amazing story that, everybody thinks that everything's an overnight success.
Right. It only took me 30 years to become an overnight success.
Yeah, 30 years. And the traditional start up in mom's garage or lived at mom's house.
Yeah.
The adult and mom's like, oh, you need to give up on your dream. You need to stop this, and you need to go get a job, a job.
Yes. So, are you crazy?
And now he jokes with his mom. He's like, you still want me to go get a job? Because when he sold Constant Contact, he did all right.
Probably so. I imagine so, right? Yeah. So he sold it? When did he sell it?
I would be lying if I gave you those statistics.
Okay. But we don't want you to do that.
No. But it's been a while, a few years. And I don't think he's going to make this Secret Knock, but I think he might be at September Secret Knock. And I put in a good word for Greg and the team.
Okay, good. Awesome. That would be fantastic. Of course, Greg's all the ultimate decision,
Yeah. Well, I think Greg was trying to get him there this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Hopefully September. That'd be fantastic.
It would be fantastic.
I love it. Yeah, that's tough, huh? Because Aaron, of course, was great. Of course, as always.
So much content.
And Jack Canfield.
Oh.
Yes, always.
Can't go on yet.
Oh no, come here. Come here.
Recording.
Hi. Oh no, we're Facebook Live.
Hi guys.
Say hi. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, it's good to see everybody. Lovely. We're wrapping up here, but boy, what a great couple of days.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Are you gonna be
gosh.
here tomorrow for the gala?
I'll be here for the
You
gala.
are?
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely. That's the dinner. That's where we
Right.
get to eat.
Grown-up prom.
All we had was like
You-
popcorn here.
You always make that legal mumbo jumbo sound fun. I don't know how you do it.
No, you
I don't know how I do it. I tell a lot of stories
Yes.
and just do the right thing. Follow
Yes,
the rules.
exactly.
But even when you do the right thing, you pointed out that you can think you're doing the right thing and not be doing the right thing.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of stuff you don't know that needs to be done. And if you don't find out and follow the rules, then the rules can't protect you. So the goal is know enough about even the stuff that you don't want to spend a lot of time on, know enough about it to ask good questions, make good choices, even if you delegate the work out to a lawyer, a CPA, a company like ours.
Right.
But you have to know about it before you can take action on it.
Yeah.
And
Because when you don't know what you don't know, you can't ask those questions.
It's exactly
Right.
right. It's exactly right.
One of my
Okay.
favorite questions to ask is
Yeah.
there any question I forgot to ask you? You know, like when I meet with
Wow.
somebody, because like I don't know what questions to ask. And so if I meet with someone like you,
Here's the biggest thing. Everybody, if anybody on this Facebook Live knows anything about me, they hear me talking about corporate compliance and corporations and LLCs and my jail story and all the craziness. I bought Hoffman Associates back in 2001, okay? Along with my business partner of 20 years. But it's because we'd been building and buying and selling companies for a long time already. So most people don't know that what I really do is fix companies up to sell them or to let them run. And Hoffman Associates, which is a fabulous company with tons of clients and great team and a pretty big team, I never go there. I've been there 3 days in the last 2.5 years.
3 days in the last 2.5 years?
Yeah, because
I want that job, right?
I know.
So now I teach this class called the Unshackled Owner,
Yeah.
which is the formula I've used for 35 years to build companies. So what most people don't know to ask me about is, how did you end up with Hoffman? How did you end up learning all this stuff? How did you end up owning multiple companies? There's a method, there's a methodology, a formula, a recipe to how to do it. And if you learn it, you can get rich and you can have your life. So
awesome.
that's the question you don't know to ask.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah, where do we go? Hey guys, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thank
Goodbye,
you.
everybody. See you at the gala. Bye.
Yeah, all
Shoot,
right.
I really wanted to.
I know. You gotta.
Yeah, I remember
They're
that.
gonna kick us out of here.
I know, we're going to kick down. We're going to walk out with them then. I don't
Say
even
hi,
care.
Steven. Bye.
We want to say hi. But my bag's over there. I can't leave without my bag. That's the only thing I'm missing. But what happened? There was no line in front of me, and then all of a sudden there's a big convergence. So what happened is, who, Aaron Sherry? That's awesome. Aaron is great. Yeah, he's a lot of great information. So I was hoping maybe just to get one question in here. Just one question. I'm hoping to get in there. I'm just looking around here. Hold on. You see, they're literally packing everything up, and my bag is over there waiting for me. I ran over here. I didn't even bring my bag with me. How crazy is that? So you guys, you got to go back. I interviewed Jack Canfield back there. So if you didn't watch earlier, you got to go back and watch that interview of Jack Canfield. He dropped some amazing golden nuggets. Oh, cool.
5 minute mark. You guys can go ahead and
5 minutes. Oh. Okay, I'm still here in line waiting to talk to Steven. Oh, just real quick. We'll pretend like we're taking a picture.
Okay. Hi there.
You give us like one golden nugget about Google Maps or what you do, or what's next?
I think it's just more a continuation.
Yeah.
Of making the world accessible to more people.
That's awesome.
And let's
You
hope
guys
that
have
keeps
most of the globe already, and you're working on the rest of it.
We're hoping to.
It's fascinating.
To just share it with everyone.
Cool. Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate your
welcome.
time. Yes, he doesn't want to. So what happens is when they try to get out of here, nobody let them out. I gotta get my bag. We missed the acrobat. There was somebody in here doing handstands and all kinds of stuff. So there's my bag. My friend Kristen and I are going to go to dinner, I think. And so what are you guys up to tonight? What are you up to tonight? I'd love to hear from you, just to see what's going on. Now tomorrow, I'll be on that red carpet interviewing. It's the Oscars after party. So I'll be interviewing people following that party. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope to see you here. What you doing, Kristen?
Oh, I am.
You're on Facebook Live, see?
Hi, I have my glasses on.
So what are you doing?
Oh my God, I'm so thrilled to be here.
Meeting some amazing people, huh?
Oh, amazing.
You're getting a lot of good contact info?
I am.
Oh,
I
a crypto
just found
person.
a crypto person, even though we're not doing crypto.
I know. It's crypto everywhere.
Found crypto women here. So
fantastic. Oh, good.
So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night at the gala. We'll be here on the red carpet, and looking forward to seeing you and introducing you to the stars and the other people that we have speaking at the people who are speaking at the event. Can't wait. So tomorrow's, I see Jack Canfield still over there. He's still being mobbed by the crowd. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.